Friday is always being the notorious days, for the traders. On one side, it basically leads to the weekend, so all the anxieties and the fears and the happiness of a good news, those revolve around the trader psychology. But yes, it always brings some surprises. This Friday also the same thing happened. While the markets were here and there a little bit, but then suddenly what happened in the last 1 hour was truly phenomenal. Uh, yes, then it's an entire weekend we have been talking about MSCI rebalancing. I'll speak about it for those who don't know about it. But yes, it seems there's little more than that, and that validation on whether it is more than that or not will be probably cleared in next couple of days. Okay, first, what happened on Friday? Now, this is I'll try to show you on the candle chart. If you see, market opened up, little higher and then start to slip away. Well, that happens, but slip was not too much, like we down around 150 points, but then it starts. If you see this candle, which is about, and this is just a recovery, is just a 15-minute candle, but this candle from 2 o'clock, since really broke, I think broke any strong bull, because in a matter of 1 hour, if you see the top is somewhere around 800 and the low is somewhere around 450, or say 550 or 500 if I say so. So 1 hour brought approximately a cutoff around 300 points. But this is where it is phenomenal, because any short-term trader would actually have their stop loss triggered, which actually increase the fall. One of the reasons is being said is called as MSCI rebalancing. Now, MSCI is a very popular index, being used worldwide by a lot of funds to manage, to track the the emerging markets index. Now, in that particular index, there are a lot of IT stocks also. And on 13th May, which is like again couple of weeks or 2.5 weeks back, they announced that they will be rebalancing it. So it's not as something has happened suddenly. They announced that on 13th May that they will be downgrading the weightages of lot of Indian IT stocks, which include TCS, Infi, HUL, which I remember a few names, Gale, I believe so, and few more. But but it was 2.5 weeks back, and they said, by the from 30th, post 30th May on, which is last day, trading day of the month, from 1st June onwards, they will move into the new index, new constituents, or with the higher weightages and the lower weightages. So, why anybody would sell on the last day, when the prices were already, going. So you always like to do your selling when this was happening, when the market were going up, not when the markets were going down. So this may not be the case. I think somebody has sold smartly in the disguise of MSCI rebalancing, which I feel so it is a lot more than that. Anyhow, the second aspect is the announcement by our meteorological department, who have said that the long-term rainfall average for this year, which is usually at 92%, which they announced in April. Now in this May, they have downgraded to 90% already. So this means this year what issues we have to see? First issue we have to see is crude, which is higher crude prices. Second is job losses. We all know that's happening because of AI. And the third is, less rainfall. That means if you see the impact, this impacts both rural and urban both. Job losses impact urban, and this less rainfall impacts rural completely, right, and big time. So all across the spectrum of Indian economies will be impacted this year, and this means that these macro headwinds will definitely put up would lead to lower GDP, likely to be, and higher inflation. So it's toxic cocktail that Indian economy has to go through this year. This is most, again, that's probably is when finally somebody is giving up on an Indian story as of now, and that's where the selling is coming. With all this flux, what we are doing, we have to just look at some key levels. So one key level which has been broken now, which I think I spoke about, is this particular support, which is this one. This got broken that day. So in my view, the best case scenario is that we just take it this as an aberration, कि ये गलती से भैया एक दिन चलिंग आया और हो गया, और यहाँ से market goes back and reclaim this level right now is somewhere in the range of 23750 to 800. So in next couple of days market should try to reclaim this and go in this dull boring range of 23700 to 23900, broadly level. If we have to just go back in this range for some time, get ourselves stabilized and then move on, or the best case would be we go strongly from here and break this as well. Let's see what happens or not. Let's see. So this is the setup. So from the hourly chart hourly point of view, and if it doesn't happen, for example, and we actually start trading below, even if this, which is 23500, we category honest with you, if we start to trade below 23500, then in my view this level of 250 gets opened up immediately. And if this gets broken, and then in my view that the level we are looking for is somewhere in the range of this. It is again a very weak support, but double to 800, if I say mota, double to 800, double to 700. So this fall has to be curtailed immediately. At best right now here, or if it doesn't, then at least bounce back from here. So when this market now needs a bounce back, if as a bull, if as a bear, I really want this to now hammer down to this level at least. So as a trader, somebody who's already short the market that day when I spoke about this ascending line and this descending line and descending line, then we're making money. In this case, if I think as a buyer, my trade should happen by if Nifty is greater than 23800. This also has one more importance I will let you know in the open test data. If it goes above this and sustain, then I think I can just try to go and see whether I can reach the levels of 23900. If I'm short, then I think right now for me, if I'm already short, then I have to look for level of whether it goes below 23500. If yes, then I think levels of 250 opens up. और ये भी टूट गया तो फिर 22800. Other side, what's my stop loss? Again this, which is if it trades above 23800. That's what hourly says. I'll go to now daily chart. Well, daily chart let me simplify it by having a line chart ताकि अच्छे से दिख जाए. तो अगर आप यहाँ देखोगे तो ये एक हमारा लास्ट वीक का कुछ डल एंड बोरिंग पीरियड था. You have to go back to this dull and boring period, which is in the range of, as I told just a while back, is 800 to 23900 of 955. So ये एक बहुत डल रेंज था. यहाँ पे हमें थोड़ा टाइम निकालना चाहिए. That's the good case, so that we can build another uptick and then break these lines. However, if we happen to close now 23500 is a one level which is not being marked here, I can tell you. So if we close below 23500, then my view the next Support is at 350. If this also gets broken, because the way markets are moving, then I think in my view, well, there is no support, before, if I say somewhere in the range of double to 400 or at most double to 500. So that kind of cut, can probably come, because it's been too long that we are hanging in over there. So this is what daily setup says. If I go to now weekly, well, thankfully we're able to close, already, above 23500, which is for this week, for the last week, and hopefully we trade above that if I think is a bull. But if it starts to break down below this level and end this week below 23500 or say 23400 at most, then the next resting area would be in the range of I think 22800 is one good line to support. Well, somewhere here we see that's a range, or after that is the mother of all, which is 22,000. Well, we'll again see as it happens. So right now we have to trade this week, try to be above as much as we can, above 23500, otherwise we'll slip away sharply 22700, and then this level is waiting for us to come. So if I sum up everything from hourly, daily and weekly, there's some key levels, support. Let's first put some support. One is 23500, then comes my 250, and then comes 22,800, then 22,300. और हम बात करें अगर resistance की, if I put resistance here, then the first level is 23800, then 24,000, where that that descending line was coming, and if this gets broken, then it is 24,400. So what are you going to do? If this breaks, we'll aim for this. If this breaks, we'll aim for this, and if this breaks, we'll play on the breakout of these levels, And the upside, if this breaks, then we'll go for 24,000. If 24,000 gets broken, we'll go for 24,400, and that's what we'll play right now. Those are already short can play big. Maybe we can put their SL here at 23,800 and see if it works for them or not. Okay, this is how we should be playing. I'll quickly just take you first for a bit to open interest data. This is open interest data from Sensibles. We see here the good part for the bulls is that the real resistance lie at 24,000 and 23,900. 23,800 and 2700, which are these two bars, well, are not very, very strong resistances, because still the open interest, although it built up during the day, but then still, the puts are also being there, which is holding up kind of, because there is no unwinding here. On the support side lies at 23500 is one, then 23200 and 23,000. So these are the three boxes. Let's see in the morning which one starts to climb, this one or this one. I think that's what I'm saying. 23500 and 23800. I think these two bars will basically tell you which way the markets are going. So if traders really want to place furthermore with the probabilistic scenarios, then I think वो इस लेवल को दे सकते हैं एक बार के लिए 23800 का ओपन इंटरेस्ट का बार और 23500 का ओपन इंटरेस्ट का बार, ये इनको वॉच कीजिए और फिर देखिए कहते हैं ये ट्रेड किस तरह का बनता है. आई थिंक दिस इज़ हाउ वी शुड बी ट्रेडिंग. एंड with this, I think I'll just take excuse for the day. Hopefully I am able to tell you what exactly we should be doing and what's my view on the Nifty. well, you can again trade based upon your analysis and your viewpoint and your studies and your recommendation from your financial advisors. So this is how it is. This, thank you very much. Have a good day, guys.